Hey everybody, the name's Rigged Up, and today gonna hit play on this video, adjust the volume a little bit because we're jumping right into Pick Band. This is the first game that I'm going to be covering of the summer split for the LJL. Gonna be trying to do as many games as I can, but cannot make any promises for. There's a lot of games to cast, and heck, I got a day job, so we'll see just how it goes. But for now, going to be mainly trying just to focus on the top games of the week best I can, try and cover those as I identify them, reviewing sort of the top teams, maybe the top expectations, my understanding of what people think are the most important games at the time. And this game feels pretty important because it's Detonation Focus Me versus Crest Gaming Act. I know the results of the game, I just do not know how it played out. Detonation Focus Me ended up losing this match to Crest Gaming Act, and we're just going to be taking it through like a regular old cast to see how this happened. Detonation Focus Me, the proverbial team that continues to just win out the LJL consistently. Usually I've said in the past that they're comparable to a TSM, if you will, of old. Back when the LCS was first starting, it was just like, oh, TSM just keeps winning over and over again, and then all of a sudden, you know, Cloud9 started showing up, and then we started getting some differences in the winning team there. But LJL still a little bit behind the curve in that regard. Still got Detonation Focus Me, and I mean, sure, Detonation Focus Me could show up internationally at some point if they, with some mixed success, could end up making their way to the top, but haven't seen that yet. Seen them struggle throughout Worlds, but enough about the Worlds talk. Let's talk about this game going on right now. We see in some usual bans, Rise, Akali, Aurelia, Aatrox, pretty typical. The Renekton and Olaf, rather surprising. Those might be more targeted bans. I think Hachimeka does, has been seen using the Olaf. He's on Crest Gaming Act. What am I saying? Steel, maybe? A couple of questions here already through pick ban phase that I have. That maybe these teams are seeing each other in scrims work it. But a Sylas first pick by Detonation Focus Me. The champion holds a lot of power. I guess pretty high desire for Detonation Focus Me to get that on themselves. But what I was going to mention is that Yuumi was still on the table. She's been getting banned left and right. Almost 100% presence, I think, across games in NA. I'm not sure about EU as of right now. And anytime she's shown up, she's had some pretty monstrous results. She is extremely obnoxious in lane. When she first came out, people were complaining that she's unplayable. There's no way that she'll work as a champion. But sure enough, people are wrong. Gave it a little bit more time. All of a sudden, people are realizing, oh, wait, no, she's actually sort of broken. She can buffer damage left and right. But with the jungle and support picked, I'm expecting the AD carry to get picked up by here Crest Gaming Act unless they are confident in Art's ability to flex over onto something else. They may want to pick up a mid laner here as well, or they're just going to go later to later parts here because they want to make sure that that Sylas does not get flexed towards the top side of the map. Detonation Focus Me could very well take it to the top or mid part of their team. Gonna see how the next phase of bans develop here, but Detonation Focus Me with a pretty open-ended composition right now. Karma acting as a counter pick to the Yuumi. They think a higher damage, maybe with some shields, is the way to go against Yuumi with her sort of poke in lane, and that she doesn't have, once you kill the AD carry and Yuumi comes out on her own, she doesn't have a lot of resources to keep herself safe. So we're seeing a Trundle banned out, a Yasuo. Champions you don't see banned out too often, but paying their respects to popular champions that these individuals play. Looking through here, trying to make sure maybe these guys have already played a couple of these champions already, but no, this is looking like it must be coming from their coming out in regards from their maybe scrims potentially. There's good reason that these teams are scrimming there in the playoffs for the LJL. The way that the LJL playoffs works, it's just 3 teams going, and it's a best of 5 games. Second and third go against each other. Whoever wins that goes on to face Detonation Focus Me, as it's been for the past few years. Crest Gaming Act, favored is a second place team. Actually got beat out by Unsold Stuff Gaming. So that makes this even more interesting that Crest Gaming Act was actually able to outdo Detonation Focus Me. Ooh, Detonation Focus Me picking up Jarvan Rumble. Very popular team comp way back in the day. Can Jarvan Ultimate Cataclysm with the Rumble Ultimate laying on top of them. A lot of team fight control. I think this is actually a really good combination, especially into the Crest Gaming Axe team composition right now. Sivir trying to run forward. Skarner, pick any target. You just Cataclysm that target or any squishy member, or just to cut across Crest Gaming Axe, make their team fight a little bit harder to pull off. Because Crest Gaming Axe has a pretty straightforward team fight to just charge at you and pick a target and get you out of there. But the thing that is really confusing, that I thought they were just hovering the Skarner there. It's no, they have a Skarner in the jungle and a Sejuani top. This is quite the flex, quite the interesting pick here. I am very unfamiliar with how this is going to work. I mean, from my opinion, this just means Sylas has a lot of great ultimates to pull from. More so than anybody else. This is going to be interesting to see how this plays out against the Sylas. I mean, clearly, again, knowing that Crest Gaming Act did win with this team composition, but how do they do it? It seems like such a wonky team comp. I mean, you hit Sivir's ultimate, and all of a sudden you have those champions running towards you. That seems pretty horrifying. Somebody is probably going to die. But, I mean, it means you're probably running straight into the hands of a Rumble ultimate. Have to see how this works. But as far as changes in the off-season, let's talk about the new members to the team, how things are switching up here. Because Grendel, with that Sejuani, he was actually the support player, all split long, essentially, for Crest Gaming Act. Nap leaving the team, maybe getting kicked, not sure the context of that. But now we have Grendel moving from support to top lane, a transition you don't see very often, so it's going to be exciting to see. Maybe put in some extra hours trying to learn the top lane meta, and maybe that sort of difference in opinions and of how to play the game coming from that support element going top. I mean, I think we've seen in nearly every position generally transition either to jungle or support, but rarely ever to support to any other position. It seems pretty strange, but it's going to be pretty crazy in that regard. Going across the rest of the team, though, Hachimeka stands with Crest Gaming Act. He's there. Luna, Art. And to replace Grendel as he went to topside, it was Yamomo. If I got that right, thank goodness. I likely got it wrong. Because, man oh man, trying to get those names right, I'm just gonna just butcher them. It is rough. On the side of Detonation Focus Me, guess what? No changes. Why change anything why change something that's not broke? They still are doing the old Ramune, Saros changes, trying to figure out which of those mid laners is going to work best. I still have plenty of questions about it. I'm not sure who. It's one of those questions where it's like, I don't see that broad of a difference between their champion pools. Saros, I mean, known for his playing Heimerdinger pretty consistently, knowing for that play. And I suppose the main difference is Ramune is known for playing more assassin champions versus Saros playing those more control champions. But even then, the overlap in the champion pools, even looking at last split, pretty similar. So it is a rather confusing thing, but can't question them. I mean, they're getting the results. So if it's still trying to work off of each other, trying to develop each other as mid laners, and they're making it work, kudos to them. Ooh, we see Jarvan drifting on in, forcing the vertical jungle. Skarner deep within the side of Detonation Focus Me, trying to keep track of that blue buff. Ramune dropping down the ward, knowing that that blue buff is gone. It was a good decision that you came running over here after forcing them out of their blue. But we have a pretty good idea of where Skarner is, and we're going to drop a ping down onto him. And that should keep the side of Detonation Focus Me pretty safe for a while. Skarner really dependent on that level 6 to get those ganks rolling for himself. He has a decent time running into lane, throwing out his E to stun you, but there's a lot of ways for the side of Detonation Focus Me to get out of there if need be. Maybe the Rumble is probably the easiest target, especially with the stun up from Sejuani. Could see that being good. I mean, there's always the shield coming from Rumble. It'll be interesting just overall to see how this Sejuani top lane plays. I'm not sure if it's getting played across other regions. I need to maybe look into that really quick and see if I'm seeing any numbers here, seeing that maybe this is the next hot secret pick that people need to pick up on, you know, like go ahead and find those answers. But instead, no, I'm mainly seeing it in the jungle. I mean, everybody loves a good old, ooh, Luna giving Amune the business here, but here comes the Skarner heading towards top. We'll talk about where Sejuani's showing up later on. Got the stun coming up, just like we talked about, how Sejuani's able to easily lay down the stun, follow up by the Skarner, but here comes the teleport, so here comes Ramoon. Teleport used. I don't think they're going to be able to get much more onto this. They're trying to land the CC, forcing the flash from Hachimecha. Rumble trying to throw out some additional damage. Going to be forcing back the bases of Hachimecha and Grendel here. This will give Jarvan an opportunity to maybe get some forward vision alongside the rest of Detonation Focus Me. Grendel, ooh, the delayed base. He'll have to clean up this farm. He does have teleport, so it's just going to delay him a little bit. Should not starve him out too badly, though. But Eevee's getting a little excited here. He's trying to get some stuff down with that Junkyard Scrap Shield, if I said that name correctly. Scrapyard Shield, Junkyard Shield. Hachimecha still floating around on the side, making sure that Eevee doesn't do anything funny, offering that support to his top laner, making sure that the former support gets the right support that he needs for himself. And Steel, aptly named as ever, stealing away Skarner's camps. And Eevee, gosh, you are being the worst right now. What a jerk. Grendel finally getting the chance to go away. Is he going to bully Skarner out, though, a little bit more? We've seen the teleport going towards bottom side. And nothing going. It's just Yutapon. They knew that the teleport was already used by Ramoon, so support the bottom lane. Just going to take the easy way out of there. Equalized on farm. Going to be nice and easy about that. Don't want any funny business going on for themselves here. But yes, as far as matchups in the top lane, ooh, comes that Yuumi just drawn around her Q. Trying to see what other top lane matchups there have been so far. So Sejuani this season this split has actually shown up two other times actually. It was against a Riven and a Renekton, both ending in defeats. It looks like one was in China, the other was in CB LOL, Brazil, with mixed results. So maybe this is just something sort of floating in the wings. I mean, Sejuani being on the table is such a great jungler to have, and it might be work as a way. Thought process might be used to deny sort of a pick onto the other side, but with so many other junglers I think available right now in the pool, I don't know if I can appreciate that strategy unless you're mass banning junglers, but I don't think it really presented itself. Still going to get caught out. He's going to get pinched here. Going to have to get out of there. Able to just Jarvan dash away. But right now on the top side, Grendel getting beat up a little bit. Losing a little bit of farm. All that harassed by Eevee early on. Really coming into play. Merc Tread's completed onto Rumble, and he's completely fine with doing that. He wants to scale up, get some damage items, reach that optimum mid-game. Ooh, but now we got some business going on down to the bottom side. Jarvan missing his QE combo. Not able to get anything in. Still getting very low. Forcing the flash. Art flashing forward as well, and able to get the kill onto Yutapon. Teleport coming through from Luna to add as extra support. Not able to get anything along that kill, but first blood going over to Crest Gaming Act. After Hachimecha outplaying and getting, sort of keeping track of Steel, and maybe Steel acting out a little bit too far forward. The flash seemed a little unnecessary. We'll see this again. Oh, and actually, I'm sorry, I had it backwards. Hachimecha just decided to run on down. Steel, a little bit of miscommunication there, I think, from Detonation Focus Me overall. And there it is, the strength of the Yuumi Sivir. I thought it was just the Sivir Q, but no, it was the slow down Q from the Yuumi. Help take down Yutapon in the end. So the Sejuani, it's gotta be something that I'm missing here. I would have to sort of study and see what was happening in Pickban. Maybe they just were sort of put into an awkward place and maybe just mixed scrim results. That's about all I can sort of surmise based off of the pick I am extremely unfamiliar with. As far as the game state right now, that is a Mountain Drake going over to Crest Gaming Act. They are very happy about this. Gold is essentially the same Detonation Focus Me, just with a little bit, maybe hit a wave before the side of Crest Gaming Act. But with a Mountain Drake in the pockets of Crest Gaming Act, that spells good things for them, especially getting that kill onto the 80 carry. Sort of excited to see where this Yuumi Sivir lane ends up going. As Detonation Focus Me actually making a play, trying to get some forward vision on the Crest Gaming Act side, knowing the spawn times of the buffs. And Hachimecha moving in. We're seeing some pings out here from Detonation Focus Me. Is Hachimecha going to get caught out because he does not have any vision ready? Trying to get the CC down onto him, but able to get out using the Blast Cone. Those 4 members of Detonation Focus Me committing over to the top side of the jungle. Able to get the flash out of Skarner. That is very important for the side of Detonation Focus Me, as they sort of want to slow down the Skarner from having easy ways to access the lane. Crest Gaming Act now going to answer in the same with a invade on the bottom side. Yutapon out on his own. Here comes Skarner. He does not have access to flash. The Yuumi ulti not going to hit. Hachimecha still moving forward. He's going to get locked down by the Q. Here comes the Ezreal ultimate coming out. Hachimecha getting very low. Now here comes Steel from the backside. Just one hit. Here comes the ultimate Cataclysm and dropping down. Arc getting low as well. That's 2 kills going over. A third finally going over to the side of Detonation Focus Me. And that was a disastrous play coming from the side of Crest Gaming Act. They did not respect the fact that Detonation Focus Me were hot on their heels, following them around. Let's see this again. They don't have a lot of vision. It seemed like a pretty telegraphed play. They said, oh, wait, we left our AD carry out on their own. Hachimecha just being a little too aggressive. This seems to be the same song we sing as usual for Hachimecha, just being a little bit too aggressive over and over again. Getting caught out. It was just an easy collapse from the side of Ramoon. It should have just been a very directed attempt, I think, onto the Ezreal. Just sort of push him off the turret. If you can catch him, great. You force, you know, jumped away. Just get some turret plates. You have the opportunity to do so. Could get some extra gold for yourself. Create that larger, more significant deficit between the bottom lane 80 carries. But instead, just overcommitted too much. And now that's a 2-0 Jarvan. So how does Crest Gaming Act come back from this 1k deficit? They do have Mountain Drake in the back pocket still. Still got time to get some turret plates. Gonna have to see how they do it. Ooh, and right there, maybe showing why Karma is actually considered a bit of a counter pick. Well, I say counter pick, but then the Q's coming out from Yuumi just shredded Yutapon, so it's sort of more of a skill matchup, because I was going to suggest that maybe that's why you get a shield for yourself. Of course, you have the poke. All right, now it's part 2. Support is there. They have all this perfect information. We see 2 teleports coming on down from the side of Detonation Focus Me. Crest Gaming Act getting a little bit low there for a hot second. Grendel used his teleport, but it was answered by Eevee. We have Nico coming down on the backside. Is Crest Gaming Act? They are going to be turning on this. They're getting the stun out onto the Silas. Going to be taken out. Luna getting a beautiful ulti on the backside. Rumble left out to dry. Ezreal falling down as well from the Nico. And they're going to be able to make this an easy dive onto Gang. And that is a beautiful result for Crest Gaming Act. A little bit gross there. Detonation Focus Me going out a little bit too far there. Crest Gaming Act finally deciding to turn. It was almost like this sense of, it was just far too obvious of a golden opportunity. And it's like, wait a second, are they actually trying this? They know that Nico's coming down here. They know where we are, but here they keep coming. So let's see this again. This seems like a very nice, straightforward dive. Gonna get that teleport coming in, matched immediately. Not able to get Yutapon, but forcing him away. Gonna just back up, stay healthy. Eevee, Grendel looks like he's in a bad spot. Silas moving on up. They're tracing after Grendel, but here comes Luna onto the backside. Jace, I think, should have, maybe they may have caught it. That control ward may have denied them that access, but it looks like we're gonna have another fight here in another moment. Yutapon teleporting down. Rift Herald getting relatively low. Grendel trying to move forward, still pretty low. Silas stealing the ulti of Sejuani, throwing it out. And we just got this very back and forth situation here. And it looks like Crest Gaming Act able to secure the Rift Herald for themselves. A fight not going to actually happen here. And Crest Gaming Act getting a better end of that again and going to be dropping it down immediately. Want to make sure that they can get a couple of turret plates for themselves. Rumble dropping that ultimate right away. Going to try and slow down the Sivir from getting access to that turret. But we got another minion wave right here. Yumi's hanging out with Sivir. They're going to be able to get a couple of plates or two. And that'll be a well worth Rift Herald. A lot of gold going over to the Sivir and Yumi there. And with the pressure exerting on the top side, Detonation Focus Me really falling behind the curve here as Crest Gaming Act make a play for the Dragon now. Detonation Focus Me not really on top of the play here. Had maybe just overcommitting a little bit too much. Hopcha Mecha dropping the Predator. They are on the hunt. This double just CC combo of the Skarner Sejuani gonna brutalize the Silas here. A very scary combination. And Yumi, oh man, grade A example of why is she so obnoxious. I'm chasing after you. She's gonna drop early. Any fun at all. So it's a real trip. Ooh, and actually I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit because I'm not getting much audio from the game and don't want my voice to get all jumbled up with fine casters of the LJL. I want to give you guys at least a little bit of the sweet audio of the game, audio cues, because that also helps me. But anyways, let's get back to it. We're seeing, let's check out the minion numbers here, the CS. Got Rumble with a bit of a lead onto the Sejuani, same for the Jarvan over the Skarner. A significant lead from Nico to Silas here. And Ezreal Sivir about equalized. So the gold definitely Mountain Crest Gaming Act's favor here. Detonation Focus Me winning in the CS game in at least two of their lanes here in pretty significant ways. Looks like Detonation Focus Me looking to make their next play here. We're seeing some questioning pings from the side. Crest Gaming Act just trying to play it safe. Use that Yumi Q to sort of catch out some targets. And they're just going to base. They do have that sense about them. They're like, there's something wrong here. That control ward's going to pick them out. So they're going to stay plenty safe for now. So all the while, Detonation Focus Me, I don't think have had the team fight that they wanted. They haven't had a nice, really directed team fight. We kind of saw it around the Rift Herald there. They sort of wanted Crest Gaming Act to come into them. But at this point, Crest Gaming Act has gained a couple of item advantages and are just saying to themselves, no, we don't need to have a head-on fight. We don't need to chase you. We understand that what you want us to do is hit Sivir ulti and then run directly into you. That's clearly what you want because you guys have Cataclysm and Ezreal to throw out poke and Rumble to just drop his ulti on you. So no, we're just going to kind of do our own thing. If you get close to us, then we're going to CC chain you to death and you will not have any answers for that. So I'm just liking the way that Crest Gaming Act's playing this because it's not letting Detonation Focus Me into the door. They're playing it a bit safe. A little bit of criticism against Hopcha Mecha and that one dive on the bottom side, but Detonation Focus Me making the bigger blunder and then going a little too aggressive on the next play around there. And now we see Detonation Focus Me now getting scared of Crest Gaming Act. Crest Gaming Act just muscles their way into the bottom lane to steal away a blue buff for themselves. And it's called the Scrap Shield, everyone. It's like I could name every other thing like Flame Spitter, Electro Harpoon, Equalizer. It's like, is it Scrapyard, Junkyard, Shield? And I was like, no, that's far too long of a thing. Scrap Shield, people. It's that easy. There's alliteration there. Fantastic. Crest Gaming really trying their best to get this turret. And I constantly keep forgetting that Yumi's attached to Sivir and was like, oh, Sivir's out on her own. And then I realize, oh no, she is more than safe. Got two members up there. And they are using that pressure very well. Detonation Focus Me committing a lot of members to the top side here. Trying to funnel in farm to the Ezreal mid, but really not achieving much except protecting this and delaying things. And with 3 members there, they are really splitting a lot of experience there. Overall, AHHHHHHHHH making his way up. They're trying to get this top turret, give them the advantage maybe when Baron comes up around. But we've got Mountain Drake coming up next here in the next little bit. And it looks like Detonation Focus Me finally going to just say, all right, you can have the turret. We're just trying to stall the game out best we can. Make sure that our Ezreal can get caught up in the farm game. And back into this game. Likewise, everyone's just comfortable with scaling. And the thing about the scaling game is that I think Crest Gaming Act is also probably fine with the scaling. I mean, they've got a Sivir. They've got a tank between the Sejuani and the Skarner for themselves. And Luna already demonstrating some nice skills on the Nico and beating out the Ramoon and the Sylas. Not something that I would necessarily expect with such a significant CS difference here. Skarner able to secure the dragon. Detonation Focus Me trying to find a way in. See the teleport used from Utapon. And here we see it, the Cataclysm coming in. Equalizer going in as well. We got Hachimecha and Grendel on the backside. Skarner getting very low. Going to be taken out. Steel, though, going to be taken out, looks like, from the backside of Crest Gaming Act. Detonation Focus Me getting low. Hachimecha barely surviving. I mean, that's the Nico, I'm sorry, in disguise. And Eevee making a play forward. Luna got to be dropping the ultimate down. Going to be falling there in the end. So far, it's a 2-for-2, a very, very close fight. It looked like Detonation Focus Me may have had the upper hand there for just a moment, but Crest Gaming Act able to pull back and get some kills themselves. Detonation Focus Me maybe committing a little bit too hard there. Get the teleport coming in from Grendel. And another Mountain Drake at the end of the day. Detonation Focus Me able to get themselves 2 kills, but at what cost after losing a Mountain Drake? Maybe should have pulled the trigger a little bit faster here because this fight was so split up. So we see Steel moving on forward. Equalizer dropped. All members of Crest Gaming Act able to get out of there. Then it was just Hachimecha and Grendel just sort of playing with the carries on the backside, just trying to draw their attention to not go after the carries. But all the members of Crest Gaming Act able to avoid that combo of Cataclysm Equalizer. In the end, just do what Crest Gaming Acts, or deny Detonation Focus Me what they want to do in those team fights, just get away from those ultimates. A lot of flashes burned for sure in the last fight. So if they can replicate something, but there isn't going to be any objectives really to fight over in the coming moments. Baron will be coming up. Crest Gaming Act with 2 Mountain Drakes may want to look for that early, but will want a team fight to happen. But Crest Gaming Act, again, they are fine with just scaling up. They do not mind. Detonation Focus Me need this game to go on to stall out, but not that much because you got Sivir on the other side. Essence Reaver, Rapid Fire Cannon complete, got a BF Sword in the bank. I mean, Ezreal does have the tier fully stacked now, does have Trinity Force, so opting for the damage. Not going Iceborne Gauntlet, which will be interesting to see how that works out with... I just look at Crest Gaming Act, and that looks like a team comp that I would want to kite to high heavens between the Skarner and Sejuani. As someone that occasionally plays Ezreal, anytime I do see like a Skarner or a Sejuani, I'm like, oh, all I need to do is get an Iceborne Gauntlet, and then I'll just hit them with Qs, and then they'll have a terrible time trying to chase after me. So I question that build, but it will give him more damage. He does have the QSS built up for himself. Protect him against the threat of Skarner more so maybe that'll cover up the what you're losing from the Iceborne Gauntlet here. And we see how Detonation Focus Me so desperate to get Steel in with the Cataclysm, chase down a target out on their own. We saw it just a moment ago as they tried to chase down the Sivir, but not able to get it to happen. And Crest Gaming Act just totally fine with just staying on back, whittling down their opponent little by little, letting the game go on and on and on. But now we're seeing some pressure mid from Crest Gaming Act. Is Detonation Focus Me going to get the chance? We see Cataclysm forward, Equalizer out as well. No flash available, so we see Jarvan falling onto the backside. Sivir finally out of the fight. Grendel getting very low as well. The Skarner ultimate dropped, and then Sylas answers in return, dropping it himself. We see 2 members dead on the side of Crest Gaming Act, 1 on the side of Detonation Focus Me. Detonation Focus Me, what are you going to do now that Baron is up now? I don't think they want to take that threat with the poke damage of a Nico or a Yuumi. In the sidelines, they're just going to focus down this turret and get some gold into their pockets. The first turret of the game for them. Crest Gaming Act moving up too far forward. forgetting that, hey, it's not the time to fight right now. We can continue to scale. Let them come to us. And just back out. Just back on out. No flash available. This is just way too far forward for Art. This is such a telegraphed and easy play to sort of see coming, I think. You're going to speed up steal or just let him get in. EQ combo. Now from the Jarvan, just trap the targets that are flashless from the previous fight. Very easy to take care of. Silas just going to steal any of those ultimates that are just like so incredible for him. There's so many good ultimates for him to steal on the side of Crest Gaming Act. So a bit more of a gold swing, at least a gold gap closing in now for Detonation Focus Me as they start to get vision control around Baron for themselves. And next Drake up is going to be Ocean. I think Detonation Focus Me should want to take that away from Crest Gaming Act, because having 4 dragons another 6 minutes away before Elder Drake will become a threat, depending on how the dragon takedowns are taken care of. But double Ocean Drake, double Mountain Drake, that's going to be so good for sieging down turrets later on. And see, maybe is this going to be an attempted trade, because as we see both sides getting control of the respective pits, how is this going to work out? They don't. Detonation Focus Me doesn't have vision of the pit any longer. And lost out on that. But Crest Gaming Act does know what the action's going on with the dragon. So if they overcommit, trying to capitalize on that 4v5 situation, we see the Equalizer Cataclysm dropped out, but not able to follow up. So very important ultimates used by Detonation Focus Me. A lot of damage coming out into Art and Luna. They're trying to find their way into the fight onto the backside and get the damage out. Bouncing Blades doing a lot of work onto the backside. Silas taken out of the fight, but here comes Udapon dropping out Qs left and right, taking out 2 members. Grendel now getting caught out. Those only 3 members alive. Crest Gaming Act. Here comes Steel trying to move forward. Is Art going to be able to take him out alongside Udapon? Backed into the corner, going to be flashing over the wall. That flash is gone. Now it looks like Detonation Focus Me sort of backed into a corner, or at least jumbled up into the jungle now. But only 1 member falling of Udapon on the side of Detonation Focus Me. Are they going to be looking towards to do the Baron? No, they're not going to pull the trigger just yet, but they did get that vital flash from Art, so they may be able to play that around with that in the next team fight. Again, starting to win these team fights. Crest Gaming Act thought they had the advantage, maybe that Rumble was a little bit too far away to drop the Equalizer, but did not maybe expect that speed up, or thought they could get the knockout. And we could just see here for so long that Hachimeka and Grendel, there seems to be a little bit of communication. Hachimeka grabbing a target, but Art and Luna just forced so far back, and Udapon in such a beautiful position to land some Qs. It just was not, Hachimeka felt like on a different page along with Grendel, a little bit too far forward in those battle lines to get something going to make that Skarner ultimate useful. Now Grendel getting a little bit low. Cataclysm using the Blast Cone to get away. So Cataclysm will be down here for a little bit. And it looks like the Ocean Drake will be falling over to the side of Detonation Focus Me, as Crest Gaming Act tries to secure vision around Baron, make sure that that is not in threat of getting taken care of. So Detonation Focus Me still behind on gold. Not much. A little under 1k away, though. Still only 1 turret and only 2 turrets on the side of Crest Gaming Act. Been saying it, though, time and time again. Crest Gaming Act, they're fine with scaling. They keep building more crit, i.e. completed now for Sivir. Those Bouncing Blades are going to really start hurting. There's not a lot of armor tank stats on the side of Detonation Focus Me, so one lengthy fight, 1 round of Bouncing Blades, it's going to be so much damage coming from that Sivir. If she can stay safe, it's just that dreaded Cataclysm Equalizer combo they need to find to get away from it. Make sure it gets used on a different target potentially. As the member of Grendel getting tankier on the Sejuani. Skarner continue to be a threat with the Q. We already have that QSS as discussed earlier on the Ezreal. Targets are getting kind of coming in far and few between because those hourglasses are getting completed. So if Skarner, yes, drags a target in, they got to kill that target. Otherwise, he's going to be able to Zonias, and then the rest of Detonation Focus Me are going to be able to sort of launch onto those targets between, again, the Cataclysm and Rumble. And the other thing is that if any of those things fail, Silas can copy a Skarner or a Sejuani ultimate, Nico ultimate even, or a Sivir ultimate. There's just so many options for him to sort of increase their level and engage. And that's why I think that Silas is, I mean, it's a pretty big reason why Silas is so well loved, is that can copy those ever so important ultimates of the other champion. It's been cool to see how Ramune has been able to use it. Ramune has been able to use it so far. Ooh, Grendel getting a little saucy in the bottom lane, saying, Eevee, no, you can't deal with me anymore. I've got Abyssal Mask. I'm a little bit tankier now. Got a little bit, quite a bit more health than you, good sir. So I'm going to bully you around. Got some vision fighting going on. Ooh, Hachimecha getting very low. Blade of the Rune King used onto Hachimecha if Yutapon was not there. I mean, Momo. Atya Momo. Goodness gracious, guys. I apologize for the butchering, as if Yumi had not been there, Skarner would have been in some deep, deep trouble getting knocked out. It looks like Detonation Focus Me turning their targets towards that top lane turret, help relieve some pressure as they try and force their way maybe towards the Baron. Forcing Nico off. The rest of the side of Crest Gaming Act not really ready to answer. They're okay with handing that turret over, I think, for now, because they do not want a fight, because things are getting a little dicey. They want to make sure that Art has Flash, not much longer left on that. Trying to just make sure that they stay safe for the next fight and are well and healthy. Ooh, getting a little dangerous. Gonna just hand over 75 gold to Detonation Focus Me real quick with that control board. See some spooky ghosts coming out. Trying to keep track of everybody. And you see that vision control all for Detonation Focus Me. Zombie wards coming in pretty big. And now the game of vision happening on. But will it work? I think that should have caught them. Yumi just drawing her cues, catching her bullet, and Detonation Focus Me. Hey, we know you're there. Ooh, and finally seeing Detonation Focus Me with the gold lead here. It's only by 100 gold, but seeing as this game goes on longer and longer, Detonation Focus Me just taking on some good fights, and Crest Gaming Acts really slugging along. I would love to see them action, but I mean, they have a crit champion on their side, so just to say. But if I wanted to see it happen, we got an Infernal Dragon coming up here. That would be a really nice trade for either team. Flash is available for Art, so I do think Crest Gaming Act can finally look to have a team fight here. I think, yep, they're going to be starting the Baron, going to be trying to force some altercation here. Now that Art can stay safe, especially with that Flash, with the Yumi dropping the ultimate out right now. Ramune gonna get stunned up, and we see it, Steel getting taken out immediately. This is the perfect situation for Crest Gaming Act, and we see the Baron going over to Crest Gaming Act, and Detonation Focus Me all caught out into a bad situation. Grendel moving forward, getting pretty low, going to be dropping the Zonias for himself. Hachimecha getting low on the backside, but Art able to deal out some decent damage here. Detonation Focus Me going towards the other side of the map here. Ooh, Yutapon almost able to get a kill for himself, but it's still a 3v3 situation here. Art going to get taken down to Yutapon as Yutapon does some beautiful plays for himself. And this Baron might be entirely taking out from the side of Detonation Focus Me. Crest Gaming Act, all their members falling down, and only 2 Baron buffs left remaining because Yumi able to tag onto the Sejuani there to get out of there. Yutapon doing so much work onto the Ezreal for himself. Able to take out the Sivir. I mean, hey, if you keep landing Qs and get that consistent damage, what does crit matter? Am I right? So Steel not even a threat. Taken out immediately. Get rid of that combo. Now looking for the next target. Yutapon, let's go ahead and follow him in this fight. Not getting touched. Keeps throwing out this Q. Every single time a Q hits, you just see like the health bars of these champions getting taken out. Yumi jumping and saying, oh, you're in a rough spot here, Hachimecha. And then Luna trying to get in a better position here, deal out some damage, become a threat. But Yutapon just going to make the play towards Art. That was still a close situation. I mean, Art, if he had been full health, I think that would have gone in his favor. But beautiful stuff. So 2 Baron buffs still alive for Crest Gaming Act. Detonation Focus Me doing a good job to sort of cut their losses there. But Baron still exists, and teleports still available. Well, 3 teleports still available for Crest Gaming Act after Eevee having used his, and it's still being on cooldown, so they can still pressure some lanes here, get things going, and that'll be able to help them open this map up. So there's still a lot of potential for Crest Gaming Act. to come out of this in a convincing way. I'm acting like I almost forgot that Crest Gaming Act do end up winning this, so maybe this will be the direct result. Have to see how they use this Baron. Less than a minute and a half left, so going pretty well. We see Jarvan moving forward, trying to get the Cataclysm, but keeps getting locked up, using the stopwatch for himself to keep him safe. A beautiful ulti by Nico, getting a lot of damage out. Art in a really good position finally for this fight. Eevee Ramune going onto the backside. Yutapon able to get the kill onto the Nico. Art dishing out so much damage. Ramune having to use the Hourglass for himself. Art moving forward, trying to take an offensive stance here. Get some damage out. Detonation focused me into a bad situation. Crest Gaming Act likewise having to lick their wounds and reset themselves. Ooh, very exciting fight. Want to see that replay. Crest Gaming Act doing such a good job to stop the Cataclysm from coming through. I think if that does end up landing, especially now that Art does not have Flash, that means it's game over for Crest Gaming Act. So really good job of using that CC onto Steel to prevent him from getting the work that he wants done. So Baron going to be timing out here shortly. Infernal Drake had gone over to Detonation Focus Me. Detonation Focus Me still in an alright situation, considering like they got behind a little bit in the early game, or after like a fight or two. They're still in a decent spot to actually take this Crest Gaming Act in threat pretty much in this, across this entire game, it feels like, to be taken out. So something drastic has to happen. The crits maybe fly perfectly. A Maw even getting created for the Sivir to add some survivability to her. Not worrying about picking up a Last Whisper or anything like that. Members of Detonation Focus Me pretty squishy. No true armor items completed here on their side. Karma with 0, 1, and 12 gauge, the effect on this game that he has had so far, keeping the targets healthy, helping them speed up, answer the ultimate of Sivir to get the team healthy and prevent all that damage from the side of Crest Gaming to come through. And this, again, I just want to talk about how Crest Gaming X team works. It almost feels like it's just like a protect the carry comp we haven't seen in such a long time. A lot of layered CC that they can get behind and sort of funneling it into, but it's not so much like the classic hyper carry sort of builds that, you know, not like a Sivir or Kog'Maw that's like doesn't have any way of really protecting themselves. It's really just depending on the bouncing blades and sort of that how Sivir is sort of a weird niche kind of hyper carry in her own way with the crit damage that she provides. But man, Crest Gaming X got to find a way to take out Yutapon. He has just done so much work. He's got a 700 gold bounty on his head. He's been doing so much damage. He is the kill leader for this game. And he has not been touched. He's always been in a good situation. Just able to knock out targets left and right, or just deal out Qs over and over again. Not able to follow up. Crest Gaming hasn't had anybody to get to that back side, and maybe that's where the real problem this team comp comes in, is that there's no way to get to that back line. You have to face tank the damage from Sylas, the Cataclysm from Jarvan, and Flamethrower from Rumble in a Zhonya state. Really dangerous stuff. But we got Baron back up here. Elder Drake is going to be spawning here shortly. How is this game going to shake out? Nico trying to be cute. Copy Sivir here. Copy that. So, ooh, having them move around here, showing that the Elder Drake is up. So, game's coming into some pretty clutch situations. Are they going to make the trade here? Detonation Focus Me calling for a fight against Crest Gaming X, saying, you better come over here. We're going to get this Baron otherwise. So, Detonation Focus Me in the driver's seat, sealing the Sivir ultimate. Not exactly what they want, but, I mean, it's Sylas at level 17. He can get an ultimate, like, I think it's like every 12 seconds at this point, or even more so than anything. Turret falling. So how's this fight? Both teams just sort of posing for a fight, waiting for somebody to make a mistake. Yutapon looking to base, maybe does have teleport. And just drop out the True Shot Barrage. Oh no, that is disastrous. I hope no one saw on Detonation Focus Me, but I think they did. I think they did see Yumi screw that up and accidentally hit R. I'm not sure. Maybe they saw something, but Detonation Focus Me is going to say, hey, that ultimate is gone. The protection for Art is gone. We're going to make a play onto this. Sivir is going to be teleporting back in. Hopefully they don't see that coming in. And now we see the speed up. Nico getting a wonderful ultimate. Going to be able to fend off some targets here. Are taking away steal here from the situation. Eevee getting taken down. Ramune in a bad spot. Udapon still alive, but his defensive wall is now gone. Jarvan trying to run for his life here. Getting taken out by the Ignite from the Yumi. And now Art is on the hunt for Udapon, says, you no more. You are not going to get free access to our backline. You are out on your own. And it looks like the ultimate coming back from Yumi, able to get the kill secure. We see the teleport from the Sejuani mid. They're not even going to worry about Baron. They are going to close out this game. And what looked like was going to be Detonation Focus Me's game in the end up with Crest Gaming Act taking it. Luna with a beautiful Nico ultimate to keep Art safe in that, still not able to get anything done in that team fight. Definitely want to see that again, that team fight again. And Detonation Focus Me getting taken down. Champions of last split, Crest Gaming Act. It was quite a brawl, but they are able to do it. Goodness gracious. Oh man, I don't know, that team fight just on a really felt like that team fight could have gone either way. Kudos for Crest Gaming Act to take it out. I think I will say out of 10 games on the day, I think Detonation Focus Me takes probably 8 of those every single time, because Detonation Focus Me, it looked, even though they were behind, they were still like forcing the situation. Crest Gaming Act, I think, a little lost at times, not sure how to pressure the map. I mean, again, like, I think it was sort of like a result of their team comp. They were able to continue to scale, which was fine for them, but I want to see maybe ways to close out the game, progress it better, look like they're in control and not put in a situation where it's like, well, better win this team fight, otherwise we lose. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening. Gonna maybe try and do another game this week, maybe a couple more. We'll just have to see how that plays out. But anyways, thank you for listening. Bye.